Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Total War Warhammer 2. This guy had better watch out. I think he's going to attack Eshin on his turn, and if he does, somebody else is going to have to play his Doomstar Requiem. He could just go to Castle Tempelhof, right? Like, there's territory right over here. Just go settle something. I would love to have a rogue army on my side, and just like, we had so much fun in the Scroll campaign, hanging out with the College of Pyrotechnics and attacking Lizardmen cities with them. I would love to replicate that, but I'm pretty sure this guy's going to have to get wiped out. We did everything we need to do this turn. I'm going to hit the button here, and then he is going to show us his true colors. He's going to show us what needs to be done here. To be perfectly honest, even if he doesn't attack Eshin, if he's still sitting around in our territory raiding when Grombrindal arrives, we're going to wipe him out, because I cannot have him making me leave an army back just in case he wants to get weird. What are these guys doing? Is Engrand gonna go to Wood Elf territory, maybe? I don't think that's a good idea. I can't imagine what else they would be doing approaching the Grimhold. They're not gonna backstab us. They like us too much, I think. If he did backstab us, this would be the time for it. That's the thing I would have a hard time dealing with. I am choosing to trust him. Wow, the Order of Loremasters is actually more powerful than we are. So that is a faction. I believe the Order of Loremasters starts all the way in the southwest corner of the Vortex map. I'm not sure if that's true here or not. Given that they're so powerful, I would expect that it is not, because if they were that powerful and their capital was in the southwest corner of the map, I would expect that we would have seen some of their settlements with our scouting Thane. So maybe things are a little different in Mortal Empires for them. I know some stuff gets shifted around. Uh-oh. That is indicative of probably not even one full army. Which means Kislev is either losing to Norska badly, or they're already fighting Chaos, and that is going badly. It looks like Tilia's armies are mostly heading to the east to help us push the orcs out of the mountains. And they're not going to try to get Death Gorge, which I really appreciate. Okay, well, he's dead. That should be a nice, easy kill. We get Karakazul's garrison along with Ungrim. It's weird, though, that he moved that distance and didn't, like, declare war to attack the city. He's not raiding. He's just kind of hanging out in our land. It's very strange. But wherever a chaos, or wherever a Beastmen herd goes, chaos corruption follows. So we do have to be rid of him. Also, he is, without question, going to turn on us. And we're still being raided. Well, I think this guy's got one more turn before I kill him. He should leave. He can see us now. He probably knows that he should leave. Alright, Kurgan over here. Okay, so these settlements are a good climate for us, at least. Mountainous areas. That is not... Huh, where's the Mine of the Bearded whatever? I can't actually... Yeah, I have to find it before I can click on the name to go to it. Well, I guess it doesn't really matter. We need to get an army down here, and once we have an army down here, we'll figure everything out. That is probably the fairly distant future that we're talking about there, though. Alright, can you move further by marching? Yes, you can. Okay. Like, we're going to eat a little bit of Badlands attrition here. Not particularly pleasant to cross, it turns out. Azhag rebuilding once again, because there is no keeping this dude down.
The Slayer in me seeks death. Attack!
Alright, let's take care of this real quick.
Dring! Moving.
Look at that cowardice.
Pray I meet with Grimnir.
He was not able to run far enough to not have the garrison participate in the fight.
Aye, I'll move.
You know, it's remarkable how little damage the Slayers take from auto-resolve battles. In battles where I'm controlling the faction, or the army, the Slayers always take a ton of damage, and that's actually kind of good, at least with this army, because they replenish so quickly.
Anger burns bright.
Alright, Stromny. I assume Stromny cannot get anywhere near Karak Azgaraz in March mode. Yeah, alright, so we'll just do this.
I'm going.
The Greenskins have got to be running pretty short on territory. It looks like the Wood Elves actually took all of the Empire stuff that the Greenskins were holding. Wood Elf owned Altdorf. Marienburg is back under Empire control. That's a shame. So yeah, the Greenskins are really on the back foot here. I think they're probably almost done.
Into war.
Boy, that's been a long time coming. Okay, before we spend gold on anything else, we do need to get the Slayer Shrine going in Karak Kadrin. Yeah, alright. Let's see. We don't want to change the growth commandment just yet. We have 10 turns until the region is actually capped out. What else do I want to do with Karak Kadrin, though? I guess nothing this turn. We're broke this turn.
You summoned me. A wise direction.
Try to get an eye on what exactly is going on in Kislev. Well, actually, this tells us a thing or two. Monuments to chaos. The Norskins are, in fact, running wild here. Not great for us. Okay, this is Thorgrim's engineer, so he has maxed out that. Maxing out his own armor doesn't feel that good. His own range increased, I guess? I certainly don't care about defensive coordinator. Overseer's not great. Yeah, alright, let's improve his range. Really not a lot of good skill points available on engineers. You cap out pretty quickly. Build ourselves some marble access. Okay, I don't know which runesmith this is, but there's no way that's not the right point to take. Okay, it's this one. Well, we'd better... Oh, right, I don't have the army selected. I have that unit selected. We better try to get ourselves into position to do something for Kislev here. Alright, Thorgrim, what do I actually want to do with you on your turn? We can push on Everheim. We're unlikely to be able to take it by ourselves. I don't think I can grab Faldorf safely without dealing with this, though. I guess he's not actually at 20 units yet, even. Let's underway over here. I'm certainly not in danger from his army. It's just his army plus his garrison that might be a problem. So we can make an aggressive play here, see if we can panic him a little bit. Balthazar Gelt might show up to the fight, maybe. It's tough to coordinate with the AI. But it would be pretty cool if we could do a combined forces thing to finish off Everheim, and then I'll just burn it and let them take it. I would be extremely down for that.
Greetings. You no doubt have a request.
Man, 742, trending toward 864. I guess, you know, we could try to confederate him. He has lumber. Wait, do we not have a trade agreement with these guys? No, we totally do. Maybe he just got the lumber and the marble? Or you know what? He has those settlements. He might not have the resource buildings built in them. He does actually have to have access to the resource himself to trade it with us. Yeah, maybe we should look into Confederation here. Plus we get another legendary lord that way.
In my hole.
Not that we really need more armies. But the more people we can send up north, the better. Alright, yeah, on our turn we'll look into it. Now, there is a pretty significant penalty to confederating. It negatively affects our public order for a while, and very, very seriously, too. So we'll have to make sure that everybody's in good shape public order-wise. I think all of our settlements should be. So I guess maybe I didn't actually have to take Wissenberg. So we know Karak Azgaraz, we know they have Grungzint, they still have Gorsel up here north of Marienburg, but I suspect that will get resolved soon. So we might actually eliminate the Greenskins from the game, maybe even this episode.
Welcome to my throng.
Who on earth are you guys? You're at war with followers of Nagash, and I guess it's okay to have a non-aggression pact with them, but also I don't know them and I don't care about them. But let's not make any diplomatic ties that might eventually turn against us. You know, some other player decides that they want that castle, and then all of a sudden we're making treaties with the enemy, and you know how this goes. Okay, so here's the other half of the High Elf factions. You can see there really are not a lot of High Elves left. Or sorry, not a lot of factions left. I'm sure it's all conglomerated together under control of the Order of Lore Masters, and that's why they're so powerful. Looks like the Warherd of Chaos already pretty much got defeated. Puppets and servants are looking pretty strong still, though. Alright, we're still just being raided by that minor faction. I mean, you know what we have to do. Okay, lots and lots of minor followers that don't actually help us very much.
Our enemies shall tremble.
I really wish you guys were Greenskins. So we still need... Do we still need both of the battles for his thing? Wow. Remarkably hard auto-resolve there. Well, I don't really want to fight this battle because I hate fighting Wood Elves. It's just a lot of ranged all the time. And a lot of ranged cavalry. So there's a lot of, like... there's a lot of riding away from you while shooting back over their shoulders. Very frustrating to deal with. Okay, you need to do a little bit of replacement. Let's see. So we have some tough guys. We have some hammerers. Boy, we still have dwarf warriors in this army. Alright, I'm going to give him 2 turns of replenishment. We're going to do some recruiting here. We're going to fix this army up a little bit. So I don't know that I want to mess with the siege weapons too much, but like let's get a couple units of iron breakers in here. And then like a unit of hammerers. And then I'm going to kick out a unit of dwarf warriors and replace them with more iron breakers. Slowly we revolutionize these armies.
Arcane winds under control.
Oh, Erengred fell to Norska. That is an opportunity for us, the same way that Marienburg was. Erengred also has one of those incredibly valuable special ports. And pottery. Do we have pottery? I am importing pottery. So we don't need the pottery, but we certainly would get some benefit from holding that city. Alright, I'm going to try another ambush. The AI has not been fallen for this lately, but who knows? Maybe this will be the time, because one of these armies is at full health. Or fullness. Wow. That's a heck of an army. Well, if we get an ambush off on an army that's like 80% catapults, that's going to be a very, very clean victory.
The runes are cast.
Okay, so we could roll over here. Let me... War coordination target. This. I'm going to roll up on him and siege him. I think we can take him. His army is largely made of corpse carts. The AI seem to be having some problems lately. This is a terrible army composition.
The Empire.
Trying to click on the settlement. What is the garrison here? Vargas. Okay, the garrison's a little bit better built, but there's a lot of skeletons and garbage in it.
Retake the realms. Drag them.
Alright. So we're going to hold here. I don't actually want siege stuff built. Like, I don't think we need it. But we're going to hold here for a second.
Attack.
And see if Balthazar Gelt wants to come over and join us in the attack. Because we'd do a lot better with the reinforcements, obviously. I think we'll win that fight without them, but I won't have to replenish as much. We're just going to head generally north. Wow, this Greenskin force is doing very well for themselves.
Ready.
That's a problem.
Casting the runes.
Ah, that stupid river.
Heading out.
Alright, well, we'll just move right up against the river and encamp and replenish here. It's gonna take us a couple of turns to actually get Death Gorge. This should be very straightforward.
Grimnir is with us.
I think he was trying to say Grimnir is with us there, but that that came out a little garbled. Okay, we need a little bit more money before we can build the what is it, the Hall of Thanes? The Hall of Oaths, which I would like to have over here. So you probably want to take it a little bit easy on the spending, but it's worth building a garrison structure here.
Armed and ready.
This settlement is basically always going to be surrounded by enemies, so... How did I take a point of Forge Fire before taking Oath and Steel? Terrible, terrible play. Alright, I don't even actually know what your goal is here.
Using guild troops.
So Spite Peak, Misty Mountain, Crad Tommen, Death Gorge, and then Grungzint. We might actually be almost done with these guys, but man, there's a lot of settlements packed into these mountains. Alright, where are we at on this now? We probably want to finish off getting all the weapon strength. 10% faster killing. It's a pretty good trait. We're getting so close to the point where we can afford to not have all of our provinces in growth mode. Very eager for the day.
Of Valea.
Okay, Guthrie needs to
Grudgebearers will.
engage in a little bit of global recruitment. So we need Slayers pretty badly here. Huh, I don't have global recruitment of Giant Slayers available? Right, I think it's Slayers. We need melee damage dealers in this army right now. So yeah, I guess I'll just recruit normal Slayers. It's weird that I don't have global recruitment of Giant Slayers available.
The throng agrees.
I'm out of money. I was like, why can't I? There's still slots in this army. Shoot. Oh, see, oh, wait a second. Ah. The problem is I didn't have the money to recruit them. That's why they weren't showing up. Well, you know what? I'm gonna wait. We'll just start recruiting 3 units of Giant Slayers next turn. Oh man, does Kislev have time for me to wait here?
Grumbrindle.
We're already waiting 2 turns on Grumbrindle, and then I guess I do have time because this is the amount of time it's going to take for Grumbrindle to get his army together and get up here for them to work together anyway, so I guess, yeah, we'll just wait. Feels bad, though. Feels like we might actually be consigning Kislev to death. They'll probably be okay. Maybe. The thing is, if Kislev loses... Oh, I forgot we were going to talk to these guys. Well, I guess it's for the best, because Confederating is going to screw up our finances for a little while we figure out, you know, what to do with all the extra armies and stuff. So maybe it's for the best that I get those Giant Slayers recruiting, and then we figure it out.
I am Iron Fist. Some call me a king.
Absolutely not. Under no circumstances should you make military alliances with a Wood Elf. They have a real hunger for bloodshed. Okay, we can actually see a Norscan army from here, headed towards Zavastra. Man, what am I going to do about that? Looks like Zoishank finally got hit as well. This is really bad for Kislev. Maybe we need to Maybe we need to skip the global recruitment and just head Guthrie's army west, like, right away. If we can keep Kislev alive, that's a lot better for us than losing them. Especially because if we lose them, then I'm the Northern Bulwark against Chaos. I have to handle it by myself. And, spoiler alert, this is not the last time we will have a wave of Chaos units appear from the north. As a thing that is going to happen a lot. I just don't understand why the AI is so slow to refill ruins. It's often the case that they'll have a viable army nearby, and it will just, like, sit around. Huh, they managed to underway right past us, it looks like. Well, I think I should still be in range to run back and grab those guys.
You are not welcome, so I...
Absolutely not. I mean, I get it. Listen, I also tried the desperate peace negotiation tactic. You gotta give it a swing. But no, there's no way that those Skaven get to live. I guess when I take Krakadrak, I'm the Northern Bulwark no matter what, huh? Because my northernmost territory will be north of Kislev then. Yeah, alright, I guess we better get used to the idea of having to do it all ourselves anyway. Let's try to get to Zoishenk.
Rune of swift stride.
Wintertooth army.
The nation calls.
Kislev is trying to build up. Where's this rogue army? Oh, it's... Okay, well that's not really a problem.
My axe thirsts for war.
The Doomseekers. A bunch of Slayers and Iron Drakes and also Super Squigs. Weird.
I grow restless.
No chance.
Okay, I think we should have a pretty easy fight against
My
Skarsnik here.
command is attack.
Really, game. So what's happening here is that the AI dramatically overvalues ranged units. So yeah, we're just going to... I think my plan here is going to be the Slayers just charge at the artillery. But it is really annoying that they can generate a full army in the time that it takes me to walk from one settlement to another, which means that there's no way we're ever going to be able to stop them from just crapping armies out at us. Oh, this sucks, actually. For this to be an underway battle, like a very narrow battlefield, is really, really bad for us, because it means it's going to be hard to get... it's going to be hard to get our Slayers around anything. Alright, well, spread out as thin as possible here. Alright, so these catapults are going to be a little bit of a problem if we can't actually get to them. Obviously, the gyrocopter is on charging the catapults immediately duty.
My doom approaches.
Yeah, this is just going to be crummy. So maybe what I do is I try to run 2 units of Slayers up each side. Like really thin formations of Slayers. We can't be driven off the side by being forced to retreat, and if they go in on us on the side, then we can move our other units forward into them. I don't know, it seems pretty bad. Funny thing is, like, it is definitely not the case that you always get an underway battle when you attack an army that's in underway stance. We have had that happen in this series, where that has not been the case. But of course it had to happen this time. So what do I want to do with these catapults? Probably I want to try to work over the tough units in the enemy ranks. Because we've got to open up a path here. There's another unit of Biggins somewhere, isn't there? Squig hoppers are not actually in a very good position to fight us. Okay, yeah, there we go. We got the 3 units that should be kind of good at melee targeted.
Gyro bomber!
And I mean, the gyro bomber can just bomb the heck out of some of these catapult crews. That should help. Wow, what was that even aimed at? And we do have to be careful, they do have some ranged.
Real good. Nothing can stop us. Rest Lord. Strike out. I know. Range far, range fast.
Alright, that was okay. That was a start. Boy, that unit of what are you being shot by? Oh yeah, that wolf chariot has like crazy range. Alright, the giant slayer should kill these boys fairly easily. Night goblin squig hoppers also should go down pretty quickly. But I'm gonna let one unit of giant slayers handle that, because these are technically large, right? Because they're cavalry. Yeah. Okay, so we should have no problem with that. We are definitely going to take a lot of losses in our slayers this time around, which is for the best, but it will be annoying if we take so many losses that I actually have to resummon. Boy, how did it select these units but not these ones? Let's see if we can use a little bit of magic to break their morale the rest of the way. Because if we can panic them, they'll run off the side of the map immediately. What on earth? How did you guys get up here? Okay. So that should resolve pretty quickly. The squig hoppers are already dead. You guys just get in there. Start working on them. This one's not going as well. I don't know how 2 units of giant slayers are not absolutely slaughtering a single unit of orc boys, but they're not. Yeah, just kill. Just kill quickly. The faster we can get out of this battle, the better.
Strike out!
Alright, looks like we're almost done down here.
On my oath, they die. Allow through. Let's kill is ours. Will do. Stop.
Okay. I think all of the goblin units should run off of the map pretty quickly here. One of the benefits of the very, very small map. Or the very, very narrow map, rather. Alright, our giant slayers are finally getting the job done. That's right, Skarsnake's not actually a wizard. I think he knows spells, but he's like actual infantry and can fight. Guys, grab a hold of him. Stop him from running forward. Looks like we could probably... Yeah, alright. Now that we've got him bound up, I feel confident that we can handle him without the unit of warriors. Look at him run.
For the ancestor gods! Move now!
Okay. Well, we made it. It's not totally ideal. I don't think we lost any units, though. I think it was just damage. Damage we can deal with. What a strange army composition. I would love to, like, be able to kind of pop open the hood and take a look at what was going on in the AI's brain after it had spent a turn recruiting 4 catapults, and then spent another turn recruiting 4 catapults. What it was thinking when it went, yeah, okay, 1 more is what I need. It turns out 9 is the magic number. That's the number of catapults you have to stretch your catapults evenly all the way across the deployment zone. What if I only build 8 catapults and then I run into a guy who has 9? Boy, is my face gonna be red.
Beards in belts.
Oh, wow, that's actually a really good trait. Holy crap, that's good.
I must fulfill my Slayer oath.
Also, his army is still alive. Here's the thing. I'm a little worried that with our army being as damaged as it is, and his army being as ranged as it is, an auto-resolve is going to kill a bunch of my guys. So we're going to do this manually. I apologize. This is probably not going to be the most exciting battle of all time. The good news is, this battlefield's going to be a little bit more open, so we can actually flank around his units a little better. And he has less in the way of melee to get in our way. Unfortunately, he does still have trolls, because we managed to run the trolls out of the battle really early before actually hurting them very much. Maybe we can let the reinforcements do a lot of the work. The work of charging the catapults. I mean, here's what I'm going to do.
Slayers!
Take all my Slayers and put them out to this side. The Skyhammer's just going to go right over the center, probably. Like, my hope here is that we can come at them from the edges enough that it will be hard for them to respond to.
Powder charged! The clans unite! Ranged firepower ready!
Okay, I think this should be good enough. I guess you guys should probably be, like, right up front. I gotta say, Rune Lords seem to be really, or Runesmiths, seem to be really, really tough.
Nothing can stop us!
Alright, so we'll get out there, we'll drop some bombs. Alright, no. Catapult. Attack the first catapult.
Get close! Not up! Move now!
Alright, so we want to drop bombs on the healthy crew first, right? Oh, I don't actually have my my Giant Slayers approaching. Get in there, full speed. And I guess we could probably go ahead and pop these. Get a little bit. He should have been more centered.
We demand blood! Cattle bomber! Aye! Go! Aye! Will do! As you command! Understood, Lord!
Alright, that went pretty well.
Fast! Right!
Breaking these guys down already.
For the ancestors! Kill them! No! Castle! Yes, yes! Longbeards!
But they're not, like... It feels to me that, like, they're not even trying here.
Nothing can stop us! Nothing can stop us! Bring them! Charge! Kazoo! Kill hooks! They have wronged us!
Dwarves are so slow. Man,
Slayers!
it's taking forever for us to actually get over here. Holy crap. What I wouldn't give for some cavalry. That's the purpose of the gyro bomber, right? It's sky cavalry. I can't believe the squig hoppers are still alive. Yeah, you guys can finish them. We'll take a little bit of siege damage. Or a little bit of damage to our siege troops, rather. I'm not too concerned about it. Actually, they ran right through the artillery and are now trying to fight... now trying to fight our actual range, which I think is worse for them. Alright, Ungrim should do, like, a terrifying amount of damage to a troll, I would think. You know, here's what we'll do. We'll just go kill Skarsnik real quick. Did you forget what you were doing? Oh. No, he's not dead. Where'd he go? He's using some kind of goblin magic here. Alright, well, go fight them, I guess. I don't really know what else to do. Skarsnik has hidden himself from our sight.
It is a reckoning.
I do get very annoyed with these like, retreat and come back and retreat and come back tactics. There we go. Nobody's getting out of this one alive. Sorry, not nobody. Probably Ungrim. You know what I mean. None of the enemies. Okay, I think the damage was kept relatively evenly spread out there. I kind of thought one of the things about underway stance was that if you lost a battle in the underway, your army was gone. That you didn't get to do the, I lost the battle, but then I retreated thing. Whatever. That's the second loss for him, so that should be the end of that. And we managed to keep losses to the catapults pretty low. Our catapults didn't really get a lot done either, but... Also, how is it the case that I have a catapult that isn't max rank yet? These catapults have been in this army since, like, the very beginning of the game.
To die in battle. Very well. This may work.
Alright, for real, at some point maybe we're going to get to attack.
I answer to clan and hold.
Just going to go assault units for a while. See if we can keep them weak enough that they don't feel like marching on Karakazul.
Aye.
Also, that guy there, Thorgard, he's getting really good at that. Let's see, we've got Ancestral Grudge capped out. Rune of Grimnir probably is not terribly relevant. I guess Speed. Speed would be good. It would be nice if I had a dwarf that could ever catch anything. I no longer have a military access agreement with this faction. And okay, I think what happened is Nordland doesn't have any territory anymore. And that's why I don't have a military access agreement. And the reason it zoomed us out here is because this is where their only remaining army is.
A wise plan.
Yeah, this Greenskin faction is doing way too well for themselves. In a way that makes me, like, really nervous. Okay, the next thing I actually want to build is probably that Hall of Oaths, right? I don't think we need the furs right this second.
My anger burns bright.
Okay, and then we have local recruitment stuff, right? So let's have him move right up to the edge of our territory, do a point of local recruitment, and then we're going to move north and see what we can take. You know, I'll take a unit of Great Weapon Rangers. A little bit of a hybrid, because I think the army could still use a little bit more ranged. So I think we don't want to upgrade any of our little settlement buildings. So I clicked through
Thirsts for war.
clicked through some stuff there. Oh, that's right. I can't do all my recruiting if I also start that Hall of Oaths. Well, the Hall of Oaths probably can wait then. That is not more important than these units.
Time for a reckoning.
Oh, I moved too far out. I don't have access to global recruitment because I moved more than 50% of my movement range. Well, shoot.
I am the White Dwarf.
We still gotta wait, though. Yeah, we still have to wait in that case. So, let's go back and start building that Hall of Oaths. That's just me being... I was already thinking about the next thing, not paying attention to what I was doing.
Attack!
And Gelt did not come over to help. He's too busy still recruiting. But also, we're not getting attacked, so we can actually... We can pretty much just starve these guys out. Let's build some towers. Let's actually let some of these towers finish. We can finish off Averheim before the end of the episode, but there's no reason it needs to be right this second. And then I think after we do this, actually, Thorgrim's going to go northeast. I think we need too much help up here. Alright, so with that being the case, we have very little money left to do anything with. Yeah, guess we're done. Really hoping that Gelt is gonna come through for me on this. It'd be super cool if he would get over here and help a little bit. Or Angrand, no? It kind of looks like Angrand is headed toward Migdal von Galbarak, but if that's the case, I can't imagine why they would take such a roundabout way when they could just do the underway. It kind of looks like Bretonnia and the Wood Elves are fighting, which is not a thing I can get in the middle of, but man, I wish everybody would just focus up, because this chaos thing is about to be a real problem for all of us. Honestly, Norska already is a real problem for all of us. There's an awful lot of coastline up here. And even the Wood Elves own some stuff that's within Norska's reach now. Okay, well they have a lot of armies, but at least they're not very good armies. Yeah, we can take these guys. Honestly, we could probably march out with the 17 units we have in Guttri's army and kill a bunch of these armies off. We just have to be careful not to get in a place where we have to fight them all at the same time. I don't believe Guthrie has Lightning Strike. I think he's a red line lord.
I am Iron Fist. Some call me.
Yeah, we don't need to keep Kislev terribly strong necessarily. We just need to save them. They will refill the ruins eventually. Yeah, if Tilia wants to grab some stuff in these mountains, I think that's probably fine. I don't think I care about that. And Mulder currently has no armies, which is nice. Yep. Oh, a critical success. They actually killed him. What an incredibly annoying thing for them to be... Like, there's no value to them in assassinating my agents here. It's just being annoying. It's worth noting that, like, chaos is not a good thing for the Skaven. They definitely have other concerns right now. Alright, so let's move out less than 50%.
For the ancestors.
Or exactly 50%. Hit global recruitment, and then we will just chill here until, yeah, I think we better go for Giant Slayers. We're going to need a lot of armor piercing. We just chill here until Grombrindle catches up, and he is done recruiting this turn. What were you doing? You have all the blue line stuff I wanted. It looks like I was probably taking red line stuff. Oh, he has a different red line than the others. The Mighty Beard of Defense. Armor-piercing damage and melee defense for all units when defending. Huh. That's fine, I guess? Oh wow, he still has 2 legendary items that we don't even have the quests for. Rank 23 and rank 18. Well, he's getting close to him. I think I'm, just going to take him up the red line, although I don't think Axe Lord is the right way to go.
Our enemies shall tremble. The dwarfs need me.
We do have... Hold on, do we have military access with these guys? No, somehow we don't. Okay, we are definitely going to want that. And then this is... Okay, this is that really good Thane, who unfortunately is just out of skills that are relevant to him as a map action guy.
Onward. Target these oath splitters.
Onward. Yes, for Slayer.
Alright, so we need to move forward less than 50%, because I really could use one more turn of replenishment here. And I believe we should be able to actually attack that settlement next turn.
With this.
Beijing belts.
I will be, like, I'll be pretty happy to be done with this greenskins in the mountains nonsense. Wow. Yeah, the blue vipers are everywhere, man. Looks like we are never, ever, ever going to be done fighting greenskins. Okay, we do have military access with the Empire. They've actually dealt with Grungzin and Marienburg already. I don't love this because this right here is a province that we either need to have control of or we need to be military allies with the people who have control of. And I don't trust these two not to go to war with each other. Well, alright, that can be a distant problem. I guess the best thing to do would be to get over here. Maybe we can provide backup at the wipeout Battle of Averheim. And then both of these armies head northeast. And then from the north, I guess the plan can be we go west and we can start taking out all of those mountain ranges up there. We definitely don't want to worry about any minor settlement stuff right now. This is worth upgrading, though. It'd be nice to be able to cap out this port. Alright, so Thorgrim is doing what he needs to do, and yep, we actually moved everybody else. We're almost back in 100 Oath Gold. So it looks like we are going to have plenty of time to get another Greenskin battle down, because Grombrindal is just going to get over to the other continent and fight all of their Greenskins. And we're headed toward this Runax thing. The Armor of Skaldor still requires us to get a character to Zoishank, which apparently is impossible to do with a hero, because Clan Molder has a whole bouquet of assassins up there, just waiting to see if dwarves arrive. Oh, I thought Gelt was going to come over here and help me for a second there. But all he did was step out of the settlement so that Todbringer could step in. I keep forgetting that I'm going to try to talk to Angrun about Confederation. I mean, I don't really need to. Kazrak the One-Eye is like the most boss of the Beastmasters. Or Beastmasters? Beastmen. We are going to have to deal with him as well. This whole eastern region over here is not going to be safe while he's around. But you can never really be rid of the Beastmen. You can eliminate their faction, but it will just reoccur eventually. So you always, figure out where they come from. You pretty much always have to have an army stationed in that area to prevent them from suddenly appearing and then raising a settlement. They build up out in the wilderness in secret. This is why I don't like wilderness. This is why I don't go outside. Because beastmen. Everywhere. ASB, you want to go to the park? I don't know. Is the park a place where there are trees and not a lot of security cameras? Then no, because Beastmen. What are you thinking? What is this trait that we got here? Okay. He somehow didn't have Taskmaster yet. Boy, a lot of people really like us. You know what it is? Nobody likes the Greenskins. And we've been at war with them for 100 turns now. Seriously, when did we meet and declare war on the main Greenskin faction? It must have been actually almost 100 turns at this point. Oh hey, you know what army we didn't move last turn was Crag. He showed up on the forces list as having no movement left because he was in encampment mode.
My anger burns bright.
Which means that Azhag has gotten all kinds of extra time to build up his force. That's annoying. Okay, I guess we want to move in underway stance. Well, we'll deal with it. I'm not too concerned.
Aye. Punish the grudge makers.
Yes. Aye, but the axe of Dargo demands blood.
What is going on with the AI right now?
Anat.
Well, let's go take Spite Peak.
Dring!
Oh yeah? You think I'm gonna lose this? Alright, we'll do it manually here. Remember, Lightning Strike doesn't just disable reinforcements, which obviously is not relevant here, but it also does give a small leadership penalty, so anytime you can Lightning Strike without costing yourself important reinforcements, you should. This is very silly. I don't have any idea what is happening with the Greenskin AI right now. It is clearly in some kind of death spiral. This is like, you know, toward the end of The Departed, when, I can't remember the characters' names anymore. It's been a really long time since I've seen that movie. But, you know, everything's falling apart, and the feds are closing in, and Jack Nicholson's character just starts losing it and getting real erratic, and making a lot of big moves that are very detrimental to his own long-term survival. That's what I think we're seeing here. I guess these guys should be right up at the front. The catapults could be a little bit back. And then I'm pretty much just going to do the thing we were doing before. Slayers out to the side, because they're the only dwarves in all of dwarfdom who know how to run.
It is a reckoning.
This time we're going to have Ungrim run too, though. Okay, so charge and charge. And charge and charge. And charge. And also charge. And then I guess we should have the rest of the army also move up. I don't really guess there's much of a reason to wait here. Waiting is probably just going to result in us taking extra damage.
Strike out.
Too many catapults, man. And I think it is appropriate to have our artillery focus on their artillery for now. They don't really have anything else that I'm terribly worried about.
Nothing can stop us.
Alright, you know what time it is. I do appreciate that that thing can shoot while moving. It's really nice.
Fire!
You're not quite taking the right angle.
Will do. Right. Move now. Aye, as you command. Yes, yes. Strike out.
Okay, so we've got some catapults given up already. Apparently I was not paying enough attention, and I ran the ranged too far forward. You guys were definitely part of that selection. See if we can just grab Wurzag. Speed up, replace his vigor. He's been running for a little while. He's probably starting to feel a little tired. Okay. Yeah, he's pretty fast. Sort of. He's sort of kind of fast. Wurzag's on a boar. We gotta, like, cut him off. Just running toward him. It's gonna lead to us not being able to catch him. There you go. You got him. Oh, I managed to get one swing on him, but he's just gonna run past me, it looks like, which is annoying. Hey. Nope. What are you doing? Buddy. Engage. Alright, someday we'll actually get here. Alright, I think that ought to be just about the end of that. Okay, there it is. So that'll destroy this army because they were caught in the settlement. It'll destroy the settlement, which means that now they can only recruit down at Death Gorge in this area. Or no, sorry, we actually still haven't taken Dringo Rakaz. But the other walled settlement over here is sieged by the Tillians right now. So this is actually kind of the end. Once we deal with the new army that Aztec's putting together, the Greenskins will have no forces left. And what little territory they have surrounded, or the little territory they have left is surrounded by enemies, so I think we finally got them. Then from here, it's just going to be fighting the Blue Vipers forever. Well, you know, I'm glad that I took plus damage versus Greenskins on a couple of people. We'll just have those people be the ones who have to keep fighting the Blue Vipers. And also Grombrindle. Okay, he'll be back to full health in just a second. He's probably going to have to kill these guys off. So my suspicion is they're not going to play nice with us. Oh, we still have Misty Mountain. Man, there are too many damn Greenskin settlements. Just too many.
For the wisdom of Valea. Don't you fret, it's done.
So let's see, we could go meet up with Guthrie, but maybe I should come over here toward Khazrak. We're not actually at war right now, so he might not attack me. He might attack like Essen and take some damage in the battle, and then I can pounce him while he's weak. Now we got to deal with Norska. There'll be time to take care of the Beastmen.
Sit a clan and hold.
And it's very difficult for the Beastmen to get more than one army going. So it's not like they're gonna... Nope, don't assault the garrison, just run through. Ah, yeah, they've really expanded northward. We're not quite going to be able to get into reinforcement range. I guess I'm just going to wait on this until we have the reinforcements. I see no reason to do it beforehand. And then we have some money left over, so we may as well do some upgrades. There are probably some places where we have small upgrades available where we have actually finished our large upgrades, so we should look for those. Yeah, like here. This is a fine place to spend some money. And some population. Okay. We'll be able to build some more money-making buildings there. What happened to Fort Oberstyre? I thought the Empire held Fort Oberstyre. Who would have burned it? Oh, maybe they didn't manage it well and a rebellion happened? That's possible. Alright, one more turn. And we're going to... This turn we're going to finish off the von Karsteins. we're going to make another big move or two against the Greenskins. We are rapidly moving towards some of our enemies actually being eliminated. Wood Elves wiped out the Greenskins at Gorsel. That's really good for us. They're getting really close to having actually no settlements left. I was really hoping Gelt was going to come over here and we were going to get a mixed forces battle. I really, really like... this is a problem. I really, really like the fact that that can happen. That you can have an army of dwarves supported by an army of Empire with their artillery and stuff. And I wish that there were more ways to make it happen more often. The rogue armies are kind of that idea mashed into a single army. And it's always really cool to see one of those in battle. It's even cooler when it's in battle with you, you know, on your side. But man, that seems to be difficult to put together. I feel like one thing they could do to make the rogue armies a little bit more functional is make it so that if a rogue army spawns in an area where there are ruins, it should just go to the ruins. Like, there's no reason that rogue army should have spawned here and raided our territory for several turns instead of just establishing in the castle over here. The thing is, I think I really don't want to go back and fight those beastmen, but they're clearly making for my territory. We need to go north. We are out of time. Kislev needs us. And we do have to finish off Clan Molder. If we let them just sit up there, they are eventually going to put together another army and then actually do stuff to us. I wonder if I have the resources to start putting together another force. No, there's no way I can afford another army right now. Okay, let's do this.
Lord of Clan Morgan, it's as good as done. Getting out of here. Attack!
Where's my reinforcement army?
Out the trespassers.
He is inside your circle.
I'm going. I declare war on them.
Okay, there we go. Yeah, we don't need to manual this. I guess it is the last stand of the vampires, but it's going to be kind of a tedious settlement battle, and you know what these look like. Yeah, and there's not even anything really cool that we'll fight. We'll kill the Vargals from the walls, and I see no reason to do it manually. Oh no, my miners! Oh well. I don't think I want Everheim. Alright, the Von Karsteins are destroyed. Thorgrim Grudgebearer is -4 turns wound recovery time. That's actually super good. What a good trait. You picked up a bunch of really good traits there. And also stand your ground, which is extremely good. Okay. I think this is my plan. I would really love to just be able to move to the edge of my movement area, if that's okay with you. There we go. And this is my plan for dealing with those beastmen. We'll just have Stromny grab them. And Thorgrim will start heading northeast. I hope the AI, the Empire AI here, appreciates all this stuff I've left for them. So Carricknorn is almost done with its Hall of Oaths. We do actually have to upgrade the smithy once before we can produce hammers and stuff with it. But now we have a good source of good troops over here in the west. We may as well get this upgraded. Yeah, it's pretty cheap for 50 gold plus the extra trade income.
I am the White Dwarf.
So with these forces, we are just moving north.
If you dare.
Try to stick by Kislev's armies for now.
The axe thirsts for war. You know who I am. Moving out.
Alright, they do still hold Eringrads, so that taking that is still on the table. I think that's something we really have to try to do. We wouldn't quite be able to get to him in one turn, so No sense walking outside. But we have a defensive alliance with these guys, which means that if a battle were to happen here, our armies would be reinforcements to their armies. So I have to imagine this army is just going to turn around. They have 2 war mammoths, a Norskin giant, 2 feral mammoths, a bunch of skin wolves, a lot of them wearing armor, marauder champions. These are scary units. These are really dangerous. War mammoths are terrifying. Not really anything else quite like a war mammoth.
Beijing belts.
I guess that's not true. Some of the bigger dinosaurs fight a little bit like the war mammoths do. Man, this is crazy. What happened to all the lizard men in this area? Like, why aren't they doing anything about this? We've encountered Hexoatl, apparently. I don't know that that's true, but it says we have. Have I encountered them enough to see them on the diplomacy menu here? I have. Okay. So they have 8 settlements. They must have a couple of armies. They're strength rank 6. Where do the blue vipers fall, strength rank wise? Well, 8. Yeah, somebody needs to get over here and straighten things out. And of course, I know who that's going to be.
Casting the runes.
So we have a tiny army coming together at Dringo Rakaz. We can solve that problem.
To war.
For clan honor.
Have you guys run down here. Thorgard can start harassing this army. We're close, man. We're so close to being done with them. Do I want to try to do this? He has 19 units, and it looks like his army composition might be a little better.
Lord of Clan Morgrim.
But also, Craig Strongarm gets the job done. That's his whole deal. Yeah, we can do this. Alright, this will be how we close things out. So after this, if we take this, the Greenskins have 3 settlements left. Misty Mountain, Dringo Rakaz, and whatever that place the Tillians are sieging is. Dringo Rakaz will fall next turn. Hopefully the Tillians will get the job done and won't just siege that for 5 turns and then walk away because they forgot what they were doing. And that means we are very close to, like, the last stand. God, I love organ guns.
Yes, Lord.
To be honest with you, a bunch of gunners is maybe not totally ideal for this. I would probably be better off with quarrelers.
Yes, then.
This whole army is kind of out of date. Like, we got Longbeards, and I appreciate that, but just normal Slayers and everything, this army is pretty beat. Okay, so they have 1 catapult. They don't really have a ton of ranged. I think I'm gonna roll the gyrocopters through. Let's drop the bombs, try to take out that catapult real quick. And I don't want my catapults focused on it. Okay, they can't be. It's too far away. I'll just let them do what they want to do. They're professionals. They've got this under control. Yep, starting with the ranged. I like that. This is probably going to hurt a little bit. Let's see if I can get some of these squigs. They actually might be faster than the gyrocopter is, which is a little bit of a concern. No, okay, they're not. We probably actually have to be kind of careful. I don't want to lose my gyrocopters here. You guys actually doing the thing I told you to do? Alright, the Goblin Spider Rider archers are not super good for us. We should probably back out of here. Okay, the moment we stopped firing, they regained a ton of leadership. That's annoying. For real, get this done. I don't know what is taking you guys so long. Should be, like, really, really easy to kill an artillery crew. I was so busy focusing on that I wasn't focusing on this. To be fair, their cavalry is the only thing that's in place. The problem is I'm too used to the amount of time it takes them to cross the ground on foot. So we've almost killed their lord already. The gunners were very focused on that. Can you guys actually break it, maybe? It's crazy how this thing has been wavering forever and apparently cannot be broken. Alright, there we go, finally. Where's that organ gun? Finish him off, please. Yeah, these missile cavalry, just incredibly annoying. Two of you are officially in chase those guys off the map mode. Is the only thing I want from you.
Defiant and unbowed for the Eye King, for the ancestor gods, from those dwarven legs.
Man, how is this thing still alive? He's just an orc. I mean, he's a magic orc, but get the thing done. I guess there's no point in chasing that now. When I had them both selected, guard mode was not showing as on, so I assumed that meant that I had turned it off for both of them. It's very strange that that is not correct. You know, if it shows you guard mode is off, that should mean the guard mode is off. Man, it's crazy how bad my units are at fighting missile cavalry. Nothing kills us, but sometimes it feels like we can't kill anything. Alright, the enemy lord is properly wounded. A lot of their units are losing their battles, although a surprising number of the units are not losing their battles. Let's see if we can put a couple more guns to work here. The problem might be that we just didn't have enough missiles coming at them. They're remarkably resistant to gunfire. Alright, fortunately this army doesn't have to do anything else for a little while, so... Although this really tore us up something fierce, we can just sit and replenish. And I do believe this is going to be a trade route with Khemri, which is probably going to be like 1,000 extra gold per turn or something. Yeah, organ guns are pretty alright. So now that we actually have a couple of provinces at level 5, we can see the last tier of stuff. There are a couple of units that we have not yet been able to recruit, because they require a tier 5 recruitment building. So I'm eager to see, like, the flame cannon in action. Of course, I'm sure that the building that we need to recruit it will cost 10,000 gold, and then they're going to be like 5,000 gold each to recruit or something. Alright, occupy. We got a power stone. Oh, a thing that does actually nothing for us, because we do not have access to the power pool.
Master of runecraft.
Right, let's just yeah.
Say so, beardling. I do.
Okay, so Kradtalman, Dringo Rakaz, and Misty Mountain. And are those the only... Yep, those are the only settlements they have left. We are actually so very close to getting them done. And we drove the Von Karsteins out, which means there are no vampires left in the old world, I believe. We met... Okay, we met these people. Oh, interesting. Oh, sorry, I was seeing their relations toward the Greenskins.
Make your offer. But
Yeah, I was gonna say, the Great Power,
there is no antidote.
Weird. You're a poisonous mummy? I was gonna say, the Great Power modifier is supposed to be there, and all positive and stuff.
Agree.
Okay, so that'll get us going with them. Once we have Misty Mountain, we probably will be able to trade with them, which is cool. Speaking of trade. Oh,
It is good to see our allies of the mountains. Agreed.
pretty alright. And then... where's Kemri here? We could trade with the Order of the Lore Masters. They actually are coming around on us a little bit. It turns out they don't like the Greenskins either.
Oh, it's you. Excellent.
That, you know what? That didn't even really sound that sarcastic. I know that he could be more sarcastic than that, and I appreciate him taking it that easy. Let's see if we can get military access to it. Okay, then that's gonna buoy up our relationship quite a bit. We are doing all right on trade. We can trade with Hex. They must have a port. That is a considerable amount of projected income. We probably could give them a little bit of a gift. Just kind of get things kicked off here. Okay, we're not interested in the pact. We don't have enough money for a gift that they would even consider accepting. Alright, that's a problem that can be solved later. We have trade agreements with you. I don't want a trade agreement with you.
Your tribute, Thrall, for it is a privilege to be in my presence. Consent given.
Oh, look at that. We're making friends all over the world. Yep, there's still an undead faction over here, the Vampire Coast. That's somebody else's problem. I can't be responsible for killing all of the world's vampires. It's just too much. Alright, who else do we have left to move here? We've had a very, very productive episode.
Wisdom of Valea.
Okay, right. You guys are all in position. I guess we're good. Make sure that I don't have anybody sitting in recruitment mode who could be moving. No, alright. So let's also pick a research. Got all of our weapon upgrades, and I think we probably should get this recruit rank stuff. Recruiting people who are ranked up is nice, and also I would really like to be moving on to Hammerers and... where's Ironbreakers? There's a recruit cost thing on oh! -1 return recruitment duration. That's interesting. I wonder if that also reduces their global recruitment rate by 2. Because global recruitment speed is just your normal recruitment speed doubled. Or rather, the number of turns it takes doubled. So I wonder if this would make it easier for me to pull... That says Iron Drakes, but the picture is of Ironbreakers, and also the flavor text says Ironbreakers. I wonder... this is probably actually affecting Ironbreakers. Well, let's get over there and find out. Yeah, I would love faster recruitment on Ironbreakers. That would be really nice. Okay. Well, I think that is going to be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. Come back next time. We're finally going to put away this grudge against the Greenskins. And we'll see you then.